Hi everyone, welcome back. So today we are going to look at a question from the Water and its Three States chapter. This is a primary 5 chapter, and the concept we are going to focus on is called evaporative cooling. Okay, now this is quite a famous question. So it appeared in PSLE paper, it appeared in a lot of schools paper over the past years. Okay, and something that I can share is this question. They can actually change the scenario, but the explanation is actually the same. For example, right, in this question, we are looking at a boy named John. He went for a swim at the beach. There are some exam papers where I have seen similar looking question, but instead of swimming at the beach, the boy is actually swimming in a pool. So the picture will look slightly different, the question will sound slightly different. But at the end of the day, the concepts applied will be the same, hence the explanation will be similar. Okay, so in order to solve this question, we need to recall two concepts. Concept number one is from primary 4 chapter, heat energy. It is about how heat will always travel from a hotter object to a cooler object. And then this will result in the hotter object losing heat and the cooler object gaining heat from the hotter object. Okay. Concept number 2 is from your P5 chapter, Water and its Three States, whereby water will gain heat in order to evaporate into water vapor. So these are the two concepts that we are going to use to understand and solve this question. Okay. Now, firstly, let's understand what is happening to John. So when John went for a swim at the beach, the moment he stepped out of the water, what you can observe here is on his skin, there will be water droplets, or there will be moisture or water on his skin. So over here, let's jot down a note. Okay, so on his skin, there will be water droplets, or there'll be water. Basically, his skin will be wet. I think all of us experience that. Okay, it's quite impossible for somebody to swim in water and to be very dry when they stepped out of the pool or out of the water. Okay, so there will be water droplets on his skin. So now, what we need to understand is, okay, there are two objects here. One of the object is water droplets. Okay, I'll use a different color. And the other object is his skin. Okay, so there are two objects here. Okay, so let's understand these two objects. Firstly, his skin will be the hotter object. Okay, so I'll use red. Okay, so this will be the hotter object, and the water droplets will be the cooler object. So these water droplets will be cooler object. Okay, so if we apply concept number 1 about heat traveling from a hotter object to a cooler object, okay, from all these things that we have jotted down, right, okay, we can actually conclude that the water droplets will actually gain heat from his skin. Okay, so we can conclude that the water droplets will actually gain heat from his skin. So I'm going to add another note here. Okay, so these water droplets will actually gain heat from his skin. Gains heat from his skin in order to evaporate. To evaporate into water vapor. Okay, so that's what we learned. Okay, now when this happens to the water droplets, what will happen to his skin then? Okay, so now I jot another notes for his skin. So when that happens to the water droplets, at the same time, the skin, which is the cooler object, okay, will now lose heat. Skin loses heat to the water droplets. So the skin will actually lose heat to the water droplets. And what happens when skin loses heat? And that's where we have something else happening here. So I'm going to draw an arrow here. Okay, so when skin loses heat, okay, skin will feel cold. And that is the reason why he felt cold. So if we look at the sequence of event, okay, sequence of event, let me use a different color. Okay, let's use green. Okay, if you look at the sequence of event, okay, what is event number 1? Okay, so event number 1 is when he came out of the water. So this is actually event 1. So this is actually the cause. So this is event 1. Okay, he came out of the water. Event number 2, okay, on his skin there will be water droplets. So this is the effect of that happens to him the moment he stepped out of the water. So this is event number 2. Okay, when there is water droplets on his skin, event number 3 will happen. So event number 3 will be here. The water droplets actually gains heat from his skin to evaporate into water vapor. And once event number 3 happens, we have another effect, which is event number 4. Okay, let me write this. Okay, so this is event 4. The skin loses heat to the water, and then it will result in the final outcome, this one. So if you, to earn your 2 marks in this question, you just need to follow this sequence of event. Okay, so how do we put all of these events into your 2 marks explanation? Okay, let's write it down at the bottom. Okay, so over here. Okay, wait, maybe I will increase the font size. Okay. So when he came out of the water, he felt cold. Explain why. Okay. Now, I'm just going to share with everyone here, okay, a strategy that I have been teaching my students in class. This strategy is not really used in school because I developed the strategy myself. So if you guys find it useful, you can give it a try when you are practicing your open-ended explanation question at home. Okay. So the strategy is called CEEE. Okay. So C stands for cause. 3E stands for a series of 3 effects. Okay, so I'm going to craft this explanation using that strategy. So for those who find it useful, you are welcome to use it. Okay, so first of all, C, which is the cause. What is the cause? Okay, when John came out of the water, that is the cause of the whole event. Okay, so what is effect number 1? E1. So the effect of John coming out of the water, there are water droplets on his skin. Okay, you can use the word water instead of water droplets, it's fine. Okay, it doesn't change the meaning. And when effect number 1 happen, it will result in effect number 2. So what is effect number 2? The water droplets gain heat from his skin to evaporate. Okay, and when effect number 2 happen, it will result in a final effect, when which is his skin loses heat to the water droplets. And when his skin loses heat to the water droplets, okay, resulting in him feeling cold. So that is your 4-part explanation to earn your 2 marks. Okay, So for those of you who feels that this video is helpful for you, then hopefully you use the strategy in your practices or even in your schoolwork or in your school exams. Okay, so that's how we solve this question. Hopefully it helps everyone. Thank you very much. See you guys again.